It's Pride Month in the United States of America, and the two biggest queens of the country are involved in a very nasty, very public divorce. But I think it's important that we look at what Elon Musk's legacy is at DOGE. And the Daily Beast has done some really excellent reporting. Pop up the headline, Kylie. Musk's DOGE goons trashed office and left drugs behind. President Trump's top campaign donor and advisor left the U.S. Institute of Peace full of cockroaches and marijuana. So this is the type of stuff that if anybody, even like three cousins twice removed from a Democrat, did something like this, Fox News would need to be medevaced to, an ICU unit somewhere. And this is just an article in the Daily Beast that gets buried in the news cycle about how disrespectful, disgusting, trashy, and horrific Elon Musk and his little shitball goons are.
And when you think about the amount of protected information and the amount of lives, the many, many lives that they have ruined, I look at that and I think that's what college-age kids do. And these are young, little, like 22, 23. These are not bright, mature people. Big Balls, I think, is 21 or 22.
I think he's 19.
Oh, was he 19?
Yeah, I didn't even think Big Balls was 20, but here's an excerpt from this article. Elon Musk's Doge goons left a huge mess at the office of a nonprofit they illegally tried to take over, with staff allegedly finding drugs and evidence of cockroaches in the building. So, here they are illegally trying to take over. So this is going to be an interesting component of and you're a lawyer, so explain this to me. If Musk did illegal stuff, but Trump gave Musk the power to do it, the president said, you can do this. But remember that document where Musk kind of had a CYA situation about who was the leader of DOGE?
Right.
It was some random woman that
Right.
was on it. So it was like a cover your ass for Musk. It's like they foresaw that this could be legally problematic for Musk. So what do you think about all that?
I think that he can absolutely be prosecuted because he wasn't appointed by Trump and then confirmed by the Senate. He just went in with the chainsaw and everybody knew he had the power. But there's no question he was doing things that we have seen broke the law because so many courts have told us that he has done that. They have barred him, enjoined him, done all the things. Again, where we talk about the short-sightedness, if he is committing crimes and everything's hunky-dory with Donald Trump, then there is no accountability for Elon Musk. But as we know, Donald Trump is a petty queen. And now that they are fighting, should he be charged? And he could even be charged after Trump's presidency because statutes of limitations will not have run at the end of his term. He could be prosecuted by a new DOJ because we know this one is so corrupt. But Trump is the person that could pardon him. Elon Musk does not have executive privilege unless Trump says he does.
So I think it's interesting as well that in the MAGA universe, it's like people need to be drug tested to receive SNAP benefits. People need to be drug tested to receive unemployment benefits. And, we have all these stoners living in their mom's basements playing video games. Well, the stoners in their mom's basements have been hired by Elon Musk and are sitting in the federal government committing crimes. And I just want to point out for you and the listener, the breathtaking hypocrisy of every MAGA voter. The shit that they care about, they only care about it when poor people do it.
Right.
And crazily enough, some of the people are inside the Death Star as they do that. They are the people on government benefits. They're just blissfully unaware that that's where it comes from. And they're all signed up, on the triple Trump dump. All right. Next up, another excerpt from this Daily Beast article. A judge ruled last month that the Department of Government Efficiency, the secretive cost-cutting initiative helmed by President Donald Trump's top donor, Musk, didn't have the authority to seize the $500 million USIP headquarters or to fire the agency's employees. When the USIP's rightful leadership returned to their building for the first time in 2 months, on May 22nd, they found water damage and evidence of rats and cockroaches in the building, problems they'd never had before. USIP's acting president and CEO, George Moose, said in a sworn statement. And again, what's so problematic about all of this to me is under any other administration, just this one story would lead to hearings in Congress, congressional hearings, and probably to impeachment hearings. But this is just buried under the shit bomb of illegal stuff that this administration does day in, day out. One of the most egregious of which being kidnapping people and taking them to concentration camps in El Salvador or Libya. And there's just so much stuff that they've thrown out there that, again, the longevity and sustainability of the American brand is being so rapidly damaged. And Peter Thiel and others that think that capitalism and authoritarianism are simpatico is so stupid to say for somebody who is Ivy League educated, because the best economies in the world have the best governments in the world. Autocracies are the most corrupt governments in the world. Look at Russia. They cook the books. They lie about unemployment. They lie about inflation. It is all the money trickles up to Putin. And if an oligarch has too much, what does Putin do to him? He has him killed.
Right.
And that's what these people are wanting to set up in the United States of America. And they got 77 million people to buy in on it because we have been taught in America, not us, not our listener, but there is this worship of rich people. And it's really disgusting.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a fraternity house when you see that. And you think, how incompetent is Donald Trump that he allowed this to go on? And the Democrats have been calling, some calls have been tepid, to bring Elon Musk in. And Mike Johnson and the Republicans have thrown themselves in front so that Elon Musk does not have to come in and answer questions about DOGE. My question is, now that there's the big breakup and Mike Johnson is Trump's little errand boy, are the Republicans going to allow Elon Musk to be brought in and held accountable? Like, that's a big question for me. Now that we've had the breakup, is there going to be accountability?
Man, that's a house of cards, because Musk on ketamine, walking into Congress, madder than a heartbroken over Trump's dismissal of him. That's like sending a, Nagasaki, Hiroshima style truth bomb or lie bomb into Congress. I mean, there's a part of Trump that likes all the optics and the high drama of all of that, but I don't know how they would ever allow that. I don't know how Moses Mike would ever allow that, because he thinks Trump is a vessel from God, and because he has to think about all the time. Because if he's not thinking about that, I think he thinks about gay stuff, so he has to go all chips in on this to keep his mind out of, Grindr and, monitoring his kids' porn and all this other whacked out stuff. We really are living in the stupidest, dumbest of times. It's just unbelievable who the president is, who the vice president is, who the Speaker of the House is, Elon Musk inside the United States government. I mean, the Republican Party at some point, they've always been evil, but they used to dress it up, so maybe this is a good thing. Maybe just taking the mask off and knowing that underneath all of these Republicans that we've known our whole lives, lifelong Republicans, have been truly revealed. And maybe this will be the precipice and the impetus of real change and the complete exposure of how evil and hateful and hypocritical these lifelong Republicans are, because they're all in on this. I mean, Trump has a 80% approval rating within the Republican Party. Right. That is staggering. The lack of objectivity that these people have, the lack of moral compass that these people have when they see the way he behaves and the shit that he does, and 80% approve it. That's unbelievable. And that is so brand damaging to our country in the future. Because if I'm some foreign company, if I'm some foreign country, I'm going to be like, I'm not doing jack shit with you all because you have an evil death cult that loves, killing people, i.e. women in red states that can't receive health care, shipping people to concentration camps. I mean, the Republican Party and these evangelical Christians are evil, 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 and they dress it up with religion. like Moses Mike does, like they're, on God's mission. It's really, really disgusting. So maybe it's a good thing all of this is exposed, and we just need to keep exposing it, because I guarantee you, if you have personal conversations with Republicans in your life, they will have a hard time holding the line on defending this shit.
I completely agree. But then I hear on Fox News last night, Sean Hannity led with Joe Biden's auto pen.
But let me ask you this. The MAGA people in your life, if you said to them, he is picking people up without due process, working people, family people, Jesus-loving folks that came over here just to try to find a better life, and shipping them away from their kids to a concentration camp, would Jesus Christ support that or not? What would they say?
Well, I don't think they would answer because they can't answer, but I think that the fundamental thing that it's hard to wrap your head around is it's okay for that to happen to those people because it can't happen to me because I'm special.
But we need to start asking the Republican Party this. If they're going to marry their religion right in the epicenter of their politics and weaponize it to use them to do illegal stuff, those of us that remain need to ask, how is this indicative and representative of your Lord and personal Savior, Jesus Christ? Is it, and then ask the follow-up question, is it because he's brown skinned that doesn't irritate you? Is it because he has an accent that doesn't irritate you? Because it's my understanding from a historical standpoint that Jesus Christ would have had an accent and also brown skin. And we need to really challenge these people. They have dismantled everything that we believe in for decades: human rights, gay rights, interracial marriage. They beat the drum hardcore, and Democrats have got to take it right to the epicenter of these people's belief system. How is it that you say that you are a follower of Jesus Christ, yet you don't speak up for the vulnerable? You don't speak up for the weak. You don't speak up for the sick. How is it, Moses Mike? How is it that you do that? I double, triple dog dare one person in legacy media to ask that fucking hypocrite charlatan that question on live TV. Hasn't happened. Because that is how we get back from this. We take the moral case, we expose their blatant hypocrisy, and then we take the moral case to the American public that an economy needs to be for everybody. And interestingly, the one person who has consistently done this is an atheist Jew named Bernie Sanders, and he's labeled crazy ass, leftist, weirdo, when he's the one who's the most Jesus-y out of everybody in Washington, D.C. It's just fascinating to me. It's fascinating to me how people allow the patriarchal mindset. They always get deference. Always. And then the people who fight for marginalized never get it. They're labeled as crazy, and it's whispered, oh, I agree with you on this. It's something that we have got to change. We have kids here. We have kids that are going to grow up, potentially grandkids, and this country, this geography is going to be here. And we have to reconcile this, and we have to expose these fucking crazy ass Christian nationalists. I just can't take it.
No, it's stunning because of the transparent hypocrisy that they spool out. I mean, and when you think about the cruelty of it, you would think that these mega church Christian people would be against the cruelty. But like we always say on this podcast, that hits hard for them.
It's the point.
They like it.
The cruelty is the point. That's the point of it. They like it. They grew up in a binary world where it's either praise or, punitive damage. You either go to heaven or hell. It's just these two choices. So then everything fits under that. You're boy, girl, you're gay, straight. Their whole thing is this black and white, unnuanced worldview. And I think the cruelty is the point, because if you think about it, if you really, really think about it, and there's people that are probably watching this right now that have been indoctrinated into Christianity, so it's difficult for you to have this thought. I was never indoctrinated, and this is the way I see it, with zero indoctrination into Christianity. To me, it makes perfect sense that cruelty is a part of Christianity, because you either have Christianity, which is the book, Old Testament and New Testament. And that is the whole religion. Now, you have Christian-like people that only focus on the New Testament, but then you have the Bible thumpers, the majority of American public that believe all of the Bible is true and real. You're telling me that God commits genocide. It's like, oh, I really fucked up here. I'm going to flood the earth. Hey, you, 900-year-old Noah, round up a male and female of every animal and put them on a ship. I'm starting fresh here. That's such a sociopathic human thing. You know, so that's their God that they worship. He's jealous. He's vindictive. He's all of these things. So they've worshiped this God their whole life. So that's in them, that punitive jealousy, real human things. I would like to think if there is a higher power, he, she, it would elevate higher than all of these stupid, petty emotions that human beings have. But the Christian God doesn't. He's incredibly, incredibly human and screws up all the time. And then they'll say, oh, well, that's why he sacrificed his son. Well, that's weird.
Well, the whole thing is it empowers these people to pass judgment on other people, thinks that they are better than other people, and so that they have a right to judge other people because, number one, they're better because they've been chosen, and they're in a position to judge others who have bad acts or do something they don't like, and they feel no guilt about it. They feel like they are entitled to wield judgment on these people.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, and one thing that y'all have to realize, people that live on the coast, in middle America and in purple cities like ours, and you get outside of it where it's all red, there is a direct link between MAGA movement and religion. It is, they are as intertwined as you could possibly imagine. And this started decades ago with the abortion movement. They knew that this was something that they could get to start changing. And they're marathoners, not sprinters, these people. And so I think we need to start calling out the people that if Moses Mike is a big enough Christian that he has to talk about it all the fucking time, then let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Mike. Come on, I've had it. We'll spin you around in the chair for a little bit, buddy. All right. That's all we have for today. We'll see you later.